Today I want to talk to you about the idea of thriving on no. That's pretty much how I've spent my entire career, is trying to get past that negative sentiment, that initial response, and being stimulated by the adventure of trying to turn no into yes. Now, if you can be stoked by no instead of discouraged by it, if you can be challenged by it instead of defeated, you can get a lot more accomplished in your life and in your career. Now, I spent 3 decades as a journalist. I was at the Wall Street Journal as a reporter and a senior editor. I was the managing editor of Forbes for the better part of a decade. I was an anchor at CNBC and Fox Business Network. And when you're a journalist, your stock and trade is no. Companies tell you no comment. Sources say, no, I won't help you. Your editor says, no, I don't like your story idea. At the start of my career, a reporter I interned at the Detroit News with, he left the profession after only 1 year in it. And it's because a little old lady in Albuquerque, who was doing a nice, cute little story on her, would not even talk to him for the story. She was too afraid. He said, I don't want to spend my entire career being told no. And I thought, but isn't that the fun part? Trying to get to yes? He didn't think so, and so he joined Big Oil as an accountant. Now, no gets a bum rap in America because America is the land of opportunity, the land of hope. And yes is a much more popular thing than no. No was from the wrong side of the tracks. In America, we had a popular band years ago called Yes. We had that Jim Carrey movie, Yes Man. We've got that sports mantra from Marv Albert, yes. Yes is such a positive response. But no is so negative. No is just the denial of hope and all we hope to get done. No parking, no smoking, no loitering. No doing any of all of those things at the same time in the same place. I think it's time to reframe no. I think that if we can change the way we look at no, we could feel better about it and we can accomplish more. We could realize that no is nothing more than a stop on the pathway to yes. And keep in mind, without no, we would not enjoy yes nearly as much the few times we get. Now, a few years ago, I got one of the biggest no's of my career. I was at the Fox Business Network, I was an anchor, and they decided, no, we don't want to renew your contract. 15 minutes before I was told to get my briefcase and leave the building. That's the way they do it these days when they fire someone. And I went to almost every other major network saying, hey, I am available. No. I went to other media outlets, not in television. And hey, man, I'm coming back into print. No. I tried 3 or 4 of the biggest PR firms in the world. No, you're no PR guy. And I just thought, you're playing with me, that's all. And so I came up with a book proposal. And my agent got this book proposal looked at by 16 different publishers. And every one of them said no. But you know what? It turns out no just opens up a way for yes. Because I ended up having a book come out earlier this year. I teamed up with the world's best crisis whisperer, Mike Citrick, and we wrote a book together. That is, I assisted him in writing it. There's with Dennis Neal, biggest byline of my entire career there. Now, working with Mike Citrick on this book gave me a 2-year crash course in crisis communications and taught me enough to where I could go out on my own. And in the art of consulting now, where I'm out on my own doing this stuff, I get a lot more no's. I've learned that consulting is the art of persuading people to pay you to give them advice that they then feel very empowered to ignore. So that's all right, though, as long as they pay the bills, right? Now, so that was a good thing, and that's given me a new lease on life. Now, if you're the founder of a startup, you're accustomed to a lot of no's, too. You try to raise money and they tell you no. You try to tell your story to the media and reporters tell you no. Now, I could tell you how to go about turning that no into yes. I could tell you how you emphasize 3 key aspects of every good story, and that is conflict, drama, and struggle. I could tell you how you have to wrap yourself in a problem that became your obsession to solve, and that became your company, and that's what you sell. I could tell you about the small man, big picture technique to give your story national significance. I could tell you all of those things, but then I'd have to charge you $600 an hour. So instead, I leave you with this. The trick is to realize that no simply is one more step on the way to yes. And so that we have to realize that when we see a big, fat no sitting there, you can zoom out at a distance, kind of look at it in a different way and realize that that's not no. That's not no at all. That's just the start of not yet. Thank you very much.